All right, good afternoon, everyone. Again, since I already checked with you for the attendance, but remember that the attendance is not just to show to the Zoom session, but to speak. And if you are here late, you should participate. Otherwise, you're not here and your attendance will not be accounted. It's a little different today, but since we have to start speaking a little more, since we only meet once a week, so we need to just speak a little bit. I'm gonna be checking that. If you got late, then let me know and we'll check on your attendance. All right, so not on the waiting room, but just everyone in the meeting. All right, so today's class, what are we gonna do? You already have some information or through your platform, through Canvas. And that information is about two different files. There are some, they are speaking about critical thinking and the business pitches, since that's unit number 3. And of course, there is an assignment about critical thinking related to proposals. And then you're going to have an assignment about proposals, about business proposals, but in a very different way. Let me explain to you. I'm going to start explaining with the homework instead of start explaining the class first. All right, so let's take a look at it. I'm not sharing the correct one. I was sharing a different window. All right, so now I have to move it back through here. I'm gonna start sharing it again. Critical thinking business, this one here, sharing. All right, so you should be able, let me know, give me a sign, manifest yourselves, please, someone. Let me know if you are already able to see the document, the Word document. Can anyone tell me, please?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you, Carmen. Thanks
Yes.
a lot. Thank you. All right, so this is a document that is already being opened in the platform, and this explains about the homework that you're gonna be doing. It says, after you read and answer the questions from the first assignment, which I haven't shown you yet, this is the second part of the assignment. You're going to work in pairs or trios. I'm not going to assign them this time. You choose your partners. No 4 people, no. We're saying 2 or 3, okay? 2 or 3. To develop a magazine cover with also 2 magazine pages. A magazine? Yeah, we're switching the way that we are working right now, and you're going to show that you are a creative person. Since you are going to investigate about business proposals, then your investigation, your research, you're going to put it together and you're going to mix the information into a form to present it like if it was a magazine. It says here that you must include in half of a page your example. I'm going to pay more attention here. From your manufacturing subject that you're also taking this semester, that was something that I had already prepared from last year. So I'm gonna give you 2 different options here. Pay attention, please. Pay attention. That's why I'm explaining it here in class. So I'm using a different color here. You could choose about the project in your manufacturing class that you took the opposite semester on the 7th semester, or you can choose to take information about your ergonomics project that you're working or that you are supposed to be working right now, since you are supposed to proponer. That's the business proposal. You are supposed to propose that project as a business, all right? So you may choose, you can decide either to talk about manufacturing into a process, into a project about the manufacturing part, or you can talk also about the ergonomics part. I'm giving you a chance here with your pair or trio. You're going to decide which one are you going to select, okay? And remember, again, as all of the time, if you have any questions, just send me a message, ask me, and I will be able to answer back to you. So this is also very important to be considered. Non-individual work will be accepted as this is a group assignment. Pay attention to this, okay? Pay a lot of attention to it. It's not an individual work. So you need to do the assignment with somebody else. Then we are including here a few examples. The following pictures are examples on how the pages on a magazine look like. The pages inside, they should be looking like an article. And you should be very creative to talk about your business proposals with pictures, with bullet points, with some little clouds over there, some figures. You need to manage on how to do that. This is a different example also. And the third one and last one is showing you the cover page and some pages inside. Why am I showing you the cover page? Because remember that in this assignment, you need to use cover page and 2 pages from the inside of the magazine. The format is free. You can use different colors, different images, graphs. That's up to you as a group, as a team. Remember that this is a 2 or 3 people assignment. And I'm making that clear that you guys are the ones who are choosing your teammates. You don't need to let me know. And as long as one of the team turns the assignment in, I should be able to give you a grade. And so on, you should be able to receive your grade back. Okay? Any questions on that? No questions. Okay, so that is actually the second assignment. But let's talk about the first one. And the first one, we are going to work with it. And we're going to read together. And it's just a little part of the assignment that you are going to have to practice. You have to read it back again alone, and probably you are going to have to ask for help with your classmates or with me. For more information, of course, you can just contact me, and of course, I should be able to help you. All right. So this is the other document. So you have 2 different documents on your platform. This document is about launching business pitches. It's referable to the whole unit number 3. And so as you can see over here, this assignment is asking you to keep talking about the fallacies that we talked about last week. So keep investigating, keep getting to know more about them. You already had an assignment about the strongman fallacy and about the 3 other types of fallacies. Well, since there are more than 40 different fallacies, this assignment is asking you for another 3. Okay, 3 more. 3 more, and of course, please check on it that you use examples, because with the examples, it's easier to understand. For everyone, it's better to use examples. Okay, so I am expecting that part. So that's for part number 1. But then you have part number 2, which we are going to participate today, and it's going to be a free participation. You guys are going to propose yourselves. You're going to volunteer yourselves to read. Read the following information about critical thinking. All of this information has been extracted from different web pages. You can find more of it at their particular places. As usual, I'm including, because of the author rights, I'm including the references in every set of information. For example, the first one is by Rebecca Green, contributing writer. That's the place where it is posted. And it was written on September 27, 2019, published by Business News Daily. And you have the webpage over there. If you just click on it, there is more information on it. All right. And so she describes critical thinking for business or in a workplace. That was the last part that we checked last week in the presentation for last week. We were talking about that. So I'm just going to go on through all this assignment, and then we're going to go back to this one and we're going to read. That's the exercise for today. We're going to read and try to understand. Okay? Hopefully you're getting the idea. So once you scroll down and you go to the third page, you're going to find the second article, which is called What is Critical Thinking and Why is it Valuable in the Workplace? This article is by the Performance Management Consultants. It was written and published in 2020 by PMC Training, and you get the link over there. If you click on it, you'll be able to go to the webpage again. If you keep scrolling down, you're going to have a third article, which is called Why is Critical Thinking Important in Business? It is by Writer University, 2020, from Online Writer. This is actually one of the articles that is already being used in last week's presentation. I don't know if you remember, but we talked about something about this in last week's. We used the same reference. And of course, over there, you can see the role of critical thinking and so on. And of course, if you keep scrolling down, after you read, then is the suggestion. Well, it's not actually a suggestion because it's part of the assignment. You have to go and watch this video from Macat to understand better what critical thinking really is. You have the link here in the document, in the Word document, but you also have the link to the video in your platform. You can just click on the video and you can watch it on the platform, and you don't need to just go straight to YouTube, or if you prefer to watch it on YouTube and not through Canvas, that's your option. You decide. You are the one to decide. Then as the third part, as I was saying, you have to go and watch this video. And you're going to write. We're going to test in this assignment your abilities, your writing abilities, because you are going to write a report in at least 2 to 4 sentences. From 2 to 4 sentences. Explaining the information from the video. So you need to watch. You must watch. You don't need to watch it. You must, as an obligation. You need to watch the video about critical thinking from Macat. Then, once you finish with the assignment with the video, and that you completed all of the readings, the 3 readings that were suggested over there, plus the video, you have a quiz over here that is asking you about critical thinking. And so this assignment number 4, you have to come over here and answer every question from this little quiz over here. For example, critical thinking concerns are, you need to decide with your understanding from all of the information that you read and from the video. If critical thinking concerns are either A, determining the cause of our beliefs, B, pinpointing the psychological basis of our beliefs, C, determining the quality of our beliefs, or D, assessing the practical impact of our beliefs. Which one is it? I don't know. Well, I actually know I have the answer sheet, but I'm not gonna give it to you because you need to answer them, not me. All right? Yes? Okay. Once you finish the quiz, you keep going, scroll down, scroll down. Once you finish the quiz, there is another reading, which is actually when this assignment, the assignment number first connects with the assignment number 2. Remember that we started with number 2. Number 2 is asking you to write a magazine about business proposals. Then, when you come here and read about business proposals on the 5th part of the first assignment, you have an article from King Street Labs, LLC, and it's there's their webpage, and it talks about what a business proposal is, and it gives you definitions on it, and probably gives you examples. Then once you finish, you are into the topic, and you're ready to go and start the second assignment. But the first assignment is not finished yet. As you can see, there is another video that you are being asked to watch. So you go to part 6 and watch a video from Greg Learning to understand better what a business proposal is and how to write a business proposal. So same thing as with the other video from Macat. With this video from Greg Learning about business proposals, you are also going to write a paragraph with 2 to 4 sentences explaining about the information that you saw in the video. Okay, so yes, now we have 2 different videos. Again, like the other from Macat, this one from Greg Learning, it's the same. You have a link here in the Word document, but you also have the link on the platform. You can just click on it through Canvas and it's easier to go over there. And this is not the final part of it because there is another part. The 7th part of this assignment is giving you another quiz. Yes. Quiz number 1 was about critical thinking in business. Quiz number 2 is about a business plan, which it refers to the proposals. A proposal is part of a business plan. So now, after you gather all of the information from your reading and from the video, you're ready to start and answer a quiz. So this is the second quiz. They're very short quizzes, but yeah, you have it here. And it's about like 10 questions, I believe. Yes, it's 10 questions. And yeah, that's it for it. So it is about 7 different parts on this assignment. 2 of these parts is only about reading. You are not submitting anything in 2 of those parts because there is only the readings. But you need to complete those readings to be able to complete the rest of the assignment. You can have a question as if you can use this Word document to answer it back and then send it back through the Canvas platform. And the answer is yes. I will suggest that you just use this same document that is already in the platform. It's called Critical Thinking in Business Proposals, as you can see from the screen. You can just use it back and just write an answer on it. Or if you prefer to write it again in your notebook or somewhere else, that's fine. That's okay with me, as long as you submit the answers to this worksheet. As you can see, it's like a book, but it's a little bit like a book that I took the time to work on it for you so you can have a little more understanding about the topic. It's a topic that you already, or that you should have knowledge about it. But if not, at least you will get the knowledge and you will also get the vocabulary related to this. But you're not just only getting the vocabulary, but you're also using the vocabulary, which is the most important part for this class. English seminar is about using the vocabulary in some different ways. This time is about writing, but since I want you to practice a little more, I'm going to use this worksheet to start practicing with you. And like I said at the beginning, we're going to use the readings to practice reading. So I'm gonna make this one a little bigger so you can actually see it bigger. And you can voluntarily read. And what we're gonna do is we're going to read and we're going to try to analyze per paragraph. Every paragraph, one of you is going to be reading. I'm going to take notes on your participation. And after you read some of this information, then we're going to analyze it. I'm going to help you, and you also are going to be analyzing. Are you understanding what we're going to be doing right now?
Yes.
All right, Carmen, thank you. The rest of you, Manuel, Juan Pedro, Alex, Gaby, Fernanda, Asael, Carnael, María, Adriana, Valeria, Gilberto, any questions?
No, any questions? I understand it.
Okay,
Any question?
no questions yet. So what I'm gonna set right now, it's voluntarily. Voluntarily, you say like, oh, okay, I want to start participating. Voluntarily say, propose yourselves, and then you start reading. We're gonna start from the beginning in here. This will be the first paragraph. Who says me? Hello? Anyone?
Me.
Okay.
I can read it.
Perfect, Asael. You go ahead. If you're ready now, go ahead. Thank you.
Okay. It is the hope of professionals to pursue careers they are passionate about. While finding joy and meaning from one's work is helpful for productivity, it is important to make sure intense emotions and impulses do not cloud critical thinking in the workplace. Professionals should use critical thinking in all aspects of workplace operation to avoid costly mistakes. From recruiting to marketing and sales, our organizational departments should emphasize practicing critical thinking in workplace decisions.
Great, thank you, Asael. Okay, don't go, just bear with me, stay here. After you finish reading, what information you gather here? It's actually telling you when or where is it important in a business to use critical thinking. Can you remember something from what you read? Can you mention something on why is it important to use critical thinking in business?
Let me think.
Okay, you can just go back and read it again. I'll give you a hint. A hint. Take a look at the end of the paragraph. From recruiting to marketing and sales, all organizational departments should emphasize practicing critical thinking in workplace decisions. What do you think? It also says a little bit in the middle, professionals should use critical thinking in all aspects of workplace operations to avoid costly mistakes. What does it tell you?
Critical thinking help to avoid mistakes.
Okay, it avoids mistakes, even if you are repeating a little bit of it. That's great, Gilberto. That's the idea. One of the ideas, it's not just that. Another participation on it? Okay. Thank you, Gilberto and Asael. Okay, who wants to read the second paragraph? One person, we don't need the whole group at the same time. One of you, please.
Me, Carmen.
Good, Carmen, go ahead.
Lawrence, co-author of Engage the Fox, a business fable about thinking critically and motivating your team, defines critical thinking as the ability to solve problems effectively by systematically gathering information about an issue, generating further ideas involving a variety of perspectives, evaluating the information using top logic, and making sure everyone involved on board.
All right, okay. So do you want to share what is your understanding on what you just read? Carmen? Or anybody else, no? But Carmen has the word right now.
Well, it's about motivating the teamwork, I guess. Like
that
solving issues and the problems.
You see how interesting critical thinking is becoming? So it's not just about analyzing ideas, but also motivating. Isn't that very interesting? Good, Carmen. Thank you very much. If anyone else wants
There's
to
too many
add
noise
something?
over here. Sorry.
Oh, that's fine. I cannot hear any noise other than your voice. Okay, good.
Okay.
Any other participation, or should we just go to the third paragraph? Let's go to the third paragraph. Who says me?
Me, Maria.
Go ahead, Maria.
This is a complex definition for a complex concept. So I might seem as simple as stepping back and using a formal thinking process inciting receding intensively to conflict or problems. This is easier said than done. Critical think skills can and should be taught in the workplace so they become second nature.
Good, Maria. Thank you. Do you want to try to explain what you just read?
Yes, let me see.
Good. Okay, I can give you a hint over there. It might seem as simple as stepping back and using a formal thinking process instead of reacting instinctively to conflicts or problems. Stepping back and using a formal thinking process, which is not reacting instinctively, not reacting with your feelings, but going back to the definition, analyzing it.
We need to analyze what we're going to do like in the future, so that can get us into trouble, something like that.
Yeah, that works. That's the understanding in general, which is fine. It's good, Maria. It's about analyzing before you get in trouble. So don't take or don't make any decisions without critically thinking. Good. Thank you very much. Another person for the next paragraph?
Me.
Yes. Go ahead, Gilberto.
Okay. Critical thinking is important because it ensures you have the best answer to the problem. With maximum buy-in from all parties involved, an outcome will ultimately save you business time, money, and stress. Here is how to understand, adopt, and implement critical thinking in your workplace.
Okay. So do you want to try and analyze what this paragraph tells you, Gilberto? Or anyone else? The microphones and the options is open to everyone in the group.
Help to take a better decision.
Oh, okay. In other
Is it
words, critical thinking helps you to make a better decision or to take a better decision. Okay, that's a good one. Yes. And it tells you it will save your business time, money, and stress. Awesome, isn't it? So this article is telling us, hey, you should do critical thinking. Okay, so we're going to this paragraph in the right, teaching critical thinking in the workplace. Who wants to read this part? Another volunteer, please. There is more people in the classroom. I mean, at this Zoom session. Another person? What about you, Valeria?
I am reading what paragraph? The critical thinking in the workplace.
Yes, teaching critical thinking in the workplace. And so that, let me put it into a different color so you can see what you're reading. There, the yellow part.
Okay. Okay. David Welton, Manning Parder, and Rob Critical Thinking says critical thinking is a teachable skill. He notes that critical thinking is often miscategorized as the soft skills, but soft skills are not teachable. If employment and employers don't think critical things is teachable, is easy for it to be left by the wayside.
Do you want to try, Valeria, and resume what this paragraph told you?
Wait a minute,
Yes.
please.
Perfect. Take your time. Okay, let me give you a hint on this. It's telling you about soft skills, las habilidades blandas, something that you have been learning in the other class. It's telling you that this critical thinking shouldn't be considered as a soft skill, but why? Anna, you raise your hand. You want to participate? Go ahead. Yes.
The critical thinking, as they say, helps with problem solving, but not everyone takes it seriously as important skills.
Okay, and so since it should be taken seriously, that's what it's telling. It's not a soft skill. It should be a hard skill. Uno de los habilidades duras, no de las blandas. ¿verdad? Entonces, como dice duras, dice que you can learn it and you can teach it. Se puede enseñar a pensar críticamente y se puede aprender a pensar de esa forma, which is perfect. If we didn't, were born with that skill, with that ability, we can learn. That's good. Thank you, Anna. And of course, Valeria, if you want to participate, or if you want to participate with another classmate, that's perfect. Okay, so you can take another time to participate, which is fine. You already have one. Let's see, another person. Maybe Anna, you want to continue reading? Since you already took the microphone. Ana Maria.
Both Lawrence and Welton recommend exploring critical thinking, trainings, and methods to improve your workplace overall. Critical thinking proficiency. Those in executive and managerial positions can begin with an assessment of which areas of the workplace seem to be most lacking in critical thinking.
Thank you. Do you want to try to explain what this paragraph tells you, Anna, or anybody else in the group? Remember that it's open for everyone. Let me just read it back again. Both Lawrence and Walton recommend exploring critical thinking trainings and methods to improve your workplace overall critical thinking proficiency. Those in executive and managerial positions can begin with an assessment of which areas of the workplace seems to be most lacking in critical thinking. What is it telling you? Anyone? Okay, so the main idea of this paragraph is to tell us that the people in the highest positions in the directions on any company or organization, they should try like to test, that is an assessment, to test, to analyze, to put exams, to find out how the critical thinking on their personnel, on the people that is working with them, how their ability or how their skill is developed, if it is well developed or not. And well, basically it's telling us that every company should pay attention to this point, that this is a skill that everybody should have. And if they don't have it, they can get someone to train the people so that everyone has the ability to do critical thinking. Okay? So it's telling us every business, every organization should take the time to analyze these and to get this skill for every employee. Okay? So another person? Thank you, Anna. Another person, another volunteer, or should I just point someone?
I want to read.
Okay, Gabby, go ahead.
If mistakes are consistently being made, it is helpful to first explore whether the issue is a lack of critical thinking, not an inherent issue with an employee or group of employees. Then you can research what trainings, coaches, or curricula might fit your organization best.
Good. Thank you, Gabi. Do you want to try and explain what it says in this paragraph that you just read?
No.
Okay, it's the continuation with the last paragraph, the one that Anna just read. If you have mistakes in your organization, maybe it's time to consider it if your employees, if the people that works with you, they have a lack of critical thinking, que les falta. So is the time to see if the mistakes are related to critical thinking. If it is related to that, then start looking for training. Capacítelo. Look for training for coaches or for some professor that can help them build up that skill. Okay? Yes? No? Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Okay,
Yes,
thank you. So this is a
yes,
very
Professor.
short, thank you. This is a very short paragraph. Who wants to read this one? Anyone? Somebody there? Should I point at someone?
Me? Again?
Okay, you go ahead. You get more points. Gilberto.
Start practicing critical thinking as a skill with minor problem as example, and then work your way up to larger problem. Lauren said.
Lauren said. Okay, yeah. Thank you. Start practice. Oh, thank you very much. Start practicing critical thinking as a skill with smaller problems as examples, and then work your way up to larger problems. What do you think it says? Anyone?
It is important to practice critical thinking.
Correct. That's it. It's important to practice, and it's telling you start. If you don't have the experience with critical thinking, well, then start with smaller problems and then go to bigger problems. But start small, which is always for any type of analysis that you need to practice. It's better to acknowledge that, to start small and then go big. Okay? Yes? Good. Thank you, Gilberto. Very good. You have a lot of points today. All right, another paragraph. Anyone? Alejandro, where are you? Why don't you participate? Alejandro? He's not here. Juan Pedro?
It's not here.
Ah,
Teacher,
so,
I
I can
don't
read
listen.
again.
wait, there was Alejandro. Alejandro, you're there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Critical thinking is Critical thinking is about solving problems through rational process and evidence basis.
Knowledge.
Knowledge,
No, knowledge.
knowledge. Like the scientific method, critical thinking contains a lot of steps as Lawrence noted in her definition, but these steps will save a lot of time. In the long run, is mistake can be prevented.
All right, so let me just read it again. Critical thinking is all about solving problems through rational processes and evidence-based knowledge. Like the scientific method, critical thinking contains a lot of steps. as Lawrence noted in her definition. But these steps will save a lot of time in the long run if mistakes can be prevented. Do you, Alexander, do you want to try and set something from this paragraph? What did you understand from this paragraph?
I don't understand the question, teacher.
Okay, once you finish reading it, what do you understand about the information that you just read? What is it telling you here? Let me give you a hint. I'm going to use a different color to help you here. There. What does it tell you?
Knowledge.
Critical thinking is a rational process and evidence-based knowledge. Rational process, use your mind a lot. Evidence-based
It's a scientific method.
is like a scientific method, it's not a scientific method. No es. Es como. It's like the scientific method with steps. Diferentes pasos. That's what it's telling you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Why do you think that we are analyzing what we're reading? Does anybody has an idea why we're doing this exercise right now?
We are using critical thinking.
Of course.
Am I right? Yes, I am.
Yes, you are, Carmen. Thank you very much. This is the thing. To read something, and in this kind of level, I know because it is hard for you to read, there are a lot of words that you're not used to read, and you have trouble speaking them. But that's not the main idea. I'm letting you be and make mistakes. The main idea on understanding reading, entender una lectura. How can you understand without using a dictionary? Have you noticed that we are not translating this and we're not using a dictionary? Yes, of course, because we are using analysis. We are doing critical thinking in order to understand what this reading is trying to tell us. We are going through the context of all of this reading. And that is one of the steps to start doing critical thinking. So we're covering two different purposes. We are understanding a reading through the context. And we are also using a little bit of critical thinking to understand the same topic, critical thinking, which is a great exercise to do. So what I want to advise you to keep doing this, because these readings, you saw that there are 3 different readings in this, well, it's actually 4, because after the first 3, you have an extra, a 4th one, which is about business proposals. But what I'm advising you to understand this is read part by part, piece by piece. Start reading a little bit, analyze it, try to understand what it's actually telling you, and then continue. Because reading in any language, it's not just English, it's also for Spanish or French or Mandarin, whatever other language that you can learn. To understand what you're reading, you need to use your mind. It's not just about saying the words. Reading is not about that. Okay? So my biggest advice to you to be able to understand this part is to do an analysis in every part, in every section, and preferably go like that. Paragraph, read a paragraph and stop. Take your time. Like the exercise that we are doing right now. Yes?
Professor,
Of course.
I think we are always doing critical thinking. because we're like thinking why are we doing the things, or I don't know, or
Well,
the decisions.
that's great, Carmen. That's a way of thinking as an industrial engineer, but not just an industrial engineer, as any type of engineer. It's awesome because if you really learn the basics as an engineer, it's about, yes, observing and making questions for everything that you see and do critical thinking. But well, thankfully, Carmen, you do understand this part, but not everyone has the same idea and not everyone has the same vision. In this group, there's at least one person in this group. I'm not saying names because this is not the time. This is not about that. But there's at least one of your classmates that is not doing that. And the idea for this is like, get the skill. You don't have it, practice on it. Because this will help you in your life, in everything that you are going to be doing. Do the critical thinking. And of course, as an engineer, if you're a truly engineer, you need to do critical thinking, which is, it's great. Being an engineer is about doing that, as Carmen was referring. It's about critically thinking and critically resolving everything that you are encountering yourself with. Do you have any questions until now?
Nope.
Okay. So hopefully you guys are understanding the dynamic of this class and the purpose of what we're doing right now. Okay. So yeah, going back to it, we were left over here. We could continue reading and participating like this, but that's not the whole idea. You are going to take the time at home and whenever you have the time and complete this assignment. So again, I am advising you to read it slowly and try to understand it with the context for those several words that you don't understand. Don't use a dictionary or a translation engine, because if you translate, then you stop the idea or you are against the idea of learning. So I am strongly advising you to not use a translator. Just go with the text and the context. And of course, like I said, go ahead with one paragraph at a time. And then once you finish this one, you have a second one, like we said, what is critical thinking and why is it valuable in the workplace? It's a similar information, but it's from different authors. And then, like I said, you have a third one, which is why is critical thinking important in business? And once you finish that, remember that you need to go and watch the video and write something. There is a quiz. Then there is about business proposals. There's another reading, another video. You write something, and there's another quiz over there. So basically, on the first assignment, which you are working individually for that, it's individual. You have to read 3 different readings, watch a video, and then write a paragraph, a short paragraph, at least 2 to 4 sentences. Once you finish that one, you read the second reading, which is about business proposals, watch the other video, and write a little paragraph about it. Again, 2 to 4 sentences. Once you finish that, you answer the quiz. Okay, understood? Yes? No? Maybe?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Carmen. And like I said, second assignment, you work with another person or with 2 more people, which is you work in pairs or in trios. Okay? That's about business proposals, and you are going to do creative work, not just critically thinking, but you're going to be creating some work. Once you do your research, a little more research or investigation about business proposals, you put the information together and you put them together like in a magazine. 2 pages and the cover page. Any questions about that one? Yes, no.
When do we have to deliver the homework?
Okay, let me check on the platform. I believe that I don't have the platform open. All right, so like I said, we changed the date. So they are for April the 14th. So hopefully you can get the time to complete the task. Remember that if you have any doubts, you can have a consultation with me. You can ask for advice. It's better to ask for advice than doing it wrong. Okay? Any questions now? Yes, the 14, Gabby.
Nope.
All right, then I guess we can say that we finish our class here.